Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where we celebrate the coziness that autumn brings us all year round and of course Halloween. So if you read the title, you already know what this video is going to be about. If you follow me or Jess on Instagram, then you guys already know what this video is about. Her and I decided to team up this year and do a fall tag video, fall question video. I'm not too sure what I'm gonna call this or what we're gonna call this, but we asked you guys on Instagram what questions you have for us that are fall related, and we condensed it down to 20. Let me just say that you guys are so flippin' amazing that we had to condense it down. Of course we had a few duplicates, but there were so many questions that we did have to condense that you guys are just amazing. I mean, without you guys, we wouldn't be able to make this kind of video work. So thank you again, but let's get started. So I am clearly not filming on my phone today because I need it for the questions. Hopefully the audio and the lighting is fine. I'm filming on my Canon. I haven't used this to film on in a really long time, but it's the Rebel T5i or something. I don't know. I haven't filmed on it in a really long time, so I hope that everything looks good and everything. I hope the lighting's good because I definitely will not be refilming this. When she sent me over the questions and then when we were asking for the questions, I was like reading them, but then I was like starting to answer them in my head, and I definitely did not want to do that because I want to be able to answer like in front of you guys, like first comes to my mind, like I want to answer. So I stopped reading them. So hopefully everything works in this and it's in focus and everything, because I will not be refilming this because it won't be like my genuine answers. Anyways, let's get to the first question. By the way, if you've been here long enough, you know that I ramble a ton, so I'm gonna try to keep that to a minimum because we have 20 questions to get through. Okay, so I think we're gonna be calling this probably like our fall favorites video. Like I mentioned before, I partnered up with Jess, who is also known as @PumpkinandGray on Instagram and also on YouTube. She has an amazing channel, and I'm so happy that I found her and she found me and we found each other, and we, you know, decided to do this and we were able to do this because it's so much fun. She is in Colorado, I am here in Oregon. But this is so exciting that we're doing this. Hopefully we can maybe one day film a video together. That would be fun. But make sure you guys check out her channel. I will link all of her information down below, and then you guys can also read. You guys can also listen to her answers to her questions over on her channel. We are going to try to post these videos on the same day. What I'm interested in, because her and I have kind of like been on the same level for like almost anything that we talk about, I'm really excited for her video to see how in common our answers are, because we won't know each other's answers unless we watch each other's videos, and that's something that I can't wait for. But let's get started. Alright, first question: cozy blanket, book, and coffee, or electric fireplace, rain outside, hot cocoa, and a movie? This one is so hard. I mean, first question, like it's already hard for me to answer. If I could take bits and pieces of both, I would, but for this scenario, I'm gonna have to choose the cozy blanket, book, and coffee. For sure, 100% down. I would like to throw the rain in there, but where I live, it's most likely going to be raining outside. Next question: pumpkin patch or corn maze? Pumpkin patch, 100%. I love a good corn maze, but there's just something just so nostalgic about a pumpkin patch. Even though growing up in Southern California, we did not have the pumpkin patches like we do out here. I actually went to the pumpkin patch today, so if you put two and two together, this is going to be the same outfit. But I actually went to the pumpkin patch today, and I definitely would choose pumpkin patch. There's more to do, per se. Okay, next question: pumpkin spice or apple cider? I am gonna have to choose. This one is so hard because I honestly love both. But if I absolutely had to choose, couldn't live without, surprisingly this might shock a few of you, but I cannot live without apple cider. Absolutely can't. As much as I try for like a pumpkin spice latte, it tastes like pumpkin for a little bit, but then after a while I'm like, oh my god, this is giving me a stomach ache. But hands down, apple cider is just so crisp, so refreshing. It can be in a mimosa coming to your screens tomorrow, or it could just be warm, or it could be cold. So hands down, apple cider. Next question, do you have any fall or Halloween tattoos? I do. A lot of people don't know this because one, my arm isn't fully in a lot of pictures, and I most likely have sleeves on like I do today. I love the cozy vibes, but I do. I have a whole Nightmare Before Christmas. It's probably a 3/4 sleeve now, but it is definitely not finished. Let me show you guys. Okay. So we got Jack, we got 0, we have the pumpkins falling on the little, I don't know, poles. We have Oogie Boogie, who is not finished. His arm's right here. There's his other arm. He's got a rip in him, and then bugs are supposed to fall out. And then I got this the year, if you guys are Disneyland, you know, obsessed like me, you guys will know. I got this the year that Sally was put into the ride, and this is the exact replica of what she looks like in the ride, and this is my form of adding Sally to this. And then we've got Lock, Shock, and Barrel with the bug right here. And then my elbow is my first touch of Christmas that I added. It's a snowflake. This hurt so bad. So that is my little Halloween fall tattoo. We got the moon, we got the mountain that needs to be touched up. But yeah. That, surprisingly, is my only fall Halloween themed tattoo. I definitely want to get a tattoo inspired by my Salem trip that I took last year. I'll probably get it like right here somewhere. But yeah, that's the tattoo that I have to answer the question, and a lot of people don't see it on Instagram because I'm mostly in sleeves. Moving on. Next question. Do you prefer a New England fall or a spooky southern fall like New Orleans? So I have only visited New England last year, and I've never been to New Orleans or anywhere south. Like, that is the only place I've been on the East Coast. Last year, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Maine. That is where we went last year, and that's the only way I've been over there. Other than that, I haven't been further than Texas. So with the vibes and the weather and everything, and I know nobody asked, but most of my heritage is actually, I did the Ancestry DNA, most of my heritage is actually from New England. It's New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and I think Connecticut? I can't remember what the third one is, but it's definitely from one of the colonies over there, and that actually makes up most of my DNA. The next most would be Japanese for me, so Japan. So I do feel like I belong over there. I feel like I identify over there. Like, when I was over there last year, it was magical. The best way to put it was magical. So for this, I'm definitely gonna pick New England fall. I don't do humidity, I don't do heat. I am from Southern California, but I moved away from that. I don't like it. I absolutely hate it. Moving on. When did fall become such a large part of each of your lives? This is a really good one. I do think it probably stemmed from, you know, memories that, whether I remember them or not, it's just a feeling that started when I was a kid. I remember growing up, I had a summer birthday, and the older I got, the more I was able to understand seasons. I hated having a summer birthday. I mean, it was fun because we weren't like in school or anything, because then my sister's birthday was in school. My sister's born a year and a month later, but her birthday was in school, but I don't remember like having that like distinction of that. Her and I had a lot of shared birthdays and stuff, but I definitely think it's probably started when we were younger, and then once I moved to Oregon and actually was able to experience all 4 seasons and have like a real fall, that's probably when it became an even bigger part of my life, because then I was able to create traditions, and like today was a tradition, the whole pumpkin patch and what we do after and everything. Today was a tradition. So I think to best answer this question would be, you know, it started when I was a kid. That's when the seed was planted. But then as the weather changed as I got older, the trees didn't really change in Southern California. It's pretty much like, I mean, unless you went to the far, far mountains, but like the tree outside my window is starting to change. That doesn't happen in California that often. So to answer the question appropriately, now that I've rambled, I'm very sorry that I ramble. I just like talking. I would say that the seed was planted when I was younger, but it did not become a huge part of my life until 3 years ago when I moved to Oregon and I was able to have all 4 seasons. That is probably when it became a huge deal for me. And then also there's a lot of memories linked to fall for me that I can't get into, but there's a lot. All right, so next question. Fall favorite lipstick shades for fall. This one's kind of fun and it's interesting, but it's also kind of hard because I haven't bought lipstick in, I mean, besides the one I'm wearing, but that's Jaclyn Hill and she released it last year, this year, I honestly can't even remember. I did buy that just to try out the formula, but I haven't bought lipstick in so long since I've bought in, you know, lipstick. But I think my all-time favorite shade that is still around, still available, I do like the darker shades of Anastasia Beverly Hills, but my 2 go-tos this time of year, if we were not wearing masks, would definitely be Lime Crime's Pumpkin, fitting, and then the Jeffree Star liquid lipstick in the shade, I think it's called Unicorn Blood. They're both liquid lipsticks. That's usually what I wear. It's just easier, but those are my 2 go-to shades for fall if we were not wearing masks. Next question. Favorite fall recipe to make? I think, so I started doing this once we moved out here again. When we moved out here, I started making pumpkin pie from scratch. That's probably going to be my favorite recipe. There's just something about making the dough, letting it sit overnight, watching literally powder turn into a dough, having it set overnight, and then rolling it out, putting it in a pie pan, cooking the pumpkin, making your own pumpkin puree. I make pumpkin pie from scratch every single year, and I usually eat a piece of it. I like baking more than I like eating it, surprisingly. But that's probably my favorite fall recipe, a homemade good pumpkin pie. All right, so we are having some technical difficulties. I have tried answering this question 5 times now, so we're gonna try again. The next question, favorite past Halloween costume. So from being, you know, kid, preteen, teen, adult, in between kid and adult there wasn't too much dressing up. So I think my favorite costume from being a kid was when I was Peter Pan and my sister was Wendy. That was my favorite. And then from being an adult, it was any time that I got to like have blood and like all that good stuff on. So it was probably from when I was like being a zombie. That was probably my favorite. So as an adult, being a zombie, and then as a kid being, I guess, Peter Pan. Next question. Besides Salem, what other place would you like to visit in October? This is a good one. So I definitely want to visit Sleepy Hollow, New York. It's in New York. Upstate New York, I believe. I'm not too sure. But stay tuned. I might be going there next year. The other place I'd like to visit in October is purely for leaf peeping. I really want to go to Vermont. We were gonna try to go last year, but it was just, even though the states looked like they were close, they were just a little too far apart, so we didn't go. But I definitely, Vermont is on my bucket list for peak fall seasons. All the pictures that I've seen recently are all from Vermont, and I am obsessed. All right, next question. Favorite Halloween memory? This one's hard because it is such a broad question. But I think my favorite Halloween memory was when my grandma would babysit us when we were kids after school. During the Halloween season, me and my sister, I think, are wearing like Pocahontas Halloween dresses, and she would do pumpkins in a very interesting way. If I have the picture, you know, I'll put it right here on the side as I'm talking about it. But she would put like wigs on the pumpkins. She would put potatoes and like carrots in the pumpkin. So she would basically make a face with other veggies. That's probably my favorite Halloween memory, to be honest. I mean, there's more, but that's the one that first came to mind. All right, next question. Favorite fall candle or scent? If you have watched any of my other videos, you should know the answer to this. Pumpkin Clove from Bath & Body Works is hands down 100% my favorite go-to scent. I stock up on it. The minute it hits shelves every year, I buy like 3 to 4, and then every time the candles go on sale, I buy another one because I am terrified of running out. Like, it gives me anxiety of running out of that candle. It's pretty bad. Next question. If you could go anywhere for Halloween, all expenses paid, where would you go? This is another fun one, but also a tough one, because all expenses paid, dude, I want to leave the country. But at the same time, from what I hear and what I read in books and what you guys tell me that don't live in the US, Halloween is not as much of a thing outside of the US. Like, it is, but it's not like crazy like it is here. So, I mean, all expenses paid, Halloween or not, I'm going to the UK. I'm going to England. I'm going to experience fall in England, in another country. I've been dying to go there since I was a kid, and I knew what it was. It's just very expensive. So I hope that answers that question, because I don't think they really do Halloween out there. Like, there's definitely stuff, but I don't think it's like the same as it is in the US. But that's a new experience. So I would definitely want to go to England for Halloween, all expenses paid. That would be amazing. What TV shows put you in the fall mood? Oh boy. If you know me well enough, you know I'm gonna answer Vampire Diaries. 100% Vampire Diaries. That TV show, through and through. I mean, it started in the fall, and it just brings you the fall vibes, and I think it's the moody lighting. I don't know if you've noticed, but especially in the first like 3-4 seasons, if you try watching that in the daytime with the light coming directly in your window, you can hardly see anything because it's just such a dimly lit show. So 100% Vampire Diaries. It just puts you in the mood. I mean, I just recently restarted from season 1, but to be honest with you, that TV show is never not running in my house. But I just recently restarted to season 1 because it's the fall, so I mean, why not? And then I feel like all of their like fall Halloween themed shows or episodes, sorry, that's what I meant to say, their episodes, they're always really atmospheric, and they're actually really, really good. The one that kind of shocked me, because they didn't do it for the longest time, and it kind of says a lot because I think the season ended that year or shortly after, but when they did Christmas, I was shocked. I was like, they've never done Christmas in this show. But they did towards the end, and then I'm pretty sure that the season ended. I don't know. I still love it 100%. I watch it like it's still on TV. Next question. If you could only look at one store for Halloween decor, which would it be? This is another good one. Whoever came up with this, you were so awesome. If I could only go to one store, this is really hard. I think I would have to say Home Goods. Only because Home Goods has a little bit of everything. I don't know how they get their decor, but they have a little bit of everything, and it feels like it comes from everywhere. They have dishware, they have outdoor stuff, they have pasta, they have dog stuff. If I could only look and get decor from one place, it'd definitely be Home Goods. Next question. You're in a horror movie. This is fun. You're in a horror movie. Are you the final girl, the first to die, the comic relief, the skeptic, the smart one, or the killer? This one's fun and it's really hard. I'm either... I feel like I could be the comic relief sometimes, but in a high anxiety situation, I don't think I could be funny. So I'm either the first to die, or I trick you and think that I died and I'm the killer. One of those two. Next question, spooky Halloween or cute Halloween decor? Can I have an in-between? I will say, I do appreciate a good spooky, you know, pumpkin face or skeleton. Only because I don't love when everything's just like smiling, but I'm gonna have to say either spooky or neutral, and that's only because I cannot stand pastel Halloween items, which I feel like that would be more cute spooky. So I'm definitely gonna go more neutral to scary Halloween items. Next question, favorite family traditions? This one's kind of hard. I'm very much an adult now. I don't have kids, and that's okay. I don't want kids. Favorite family tradition? We don't really, I feel like my family didn't really, you know, have any besides the traditional everybody comes over for Thanksgiving and the holidays, and you know, we eat a big dinner. And wow, I never really thought about this. Well, I guess, you know, I'm gonna answer this for the most immediate, because a tradition can start whether it's this year, last year, or 15 years ago. I'd have to say my favorite tradition is what we did today. Going to the pumpkin patch, picking out our pumpkins, literally cutting them off of the vine. That is not something that I did when I was a kid. So I think going to the pumpkin patch, picking out our pumpkins, getting kettle corn, getting something seasonal to drink and eat, and then going to get Mexican food after, that has been mine and my boyfriend's tradition for the last 3 years, and I think that's probably going to be my favorite, only because everything else wasn't really around Halloween, and this is a Halloween video, so I don't really have like younger traditions from when I was a kid besides the fact of decorating the house and going trick-or-treating. Everybody does that. That's not like something special. So I think that's what I'm going to choose. My most recent, going to the pumpkin patch, doing all the festivities, and going to Mexican food after. Next question. I'm so bummed. I'm already at the second to last question. What is one thing you haven't been able to do during fall or Halloween but would love to do? I feel like I've done a lot, but I would love to visit more spooky places. Maybe go to like an actual haunted house by, like, you know, ghosts, whether you believe in that or not. I think I would like to visit an actual haunted house, not one where there's people dressed up. Definitely not that. And then I think the other place I would like to visit, I'll have to put it right here because I don't remember the city or the state that it's in, but it's supposedly the Halloween capital, and it's more closer to the East Coast than it is the West Coast. I definitely want to visit there. I'll put it right here because it starts with an A. I can't remember what it's called. Oops. Alright, next and last question. I'm really bummed that we are already at the end of this. When decorating for Halloween, what are your top 3 must-have pieces? Is this specific pieces or like specific decor pieces? I absolutely have to have pumpkins everywhere. I like to have fall leaves. I like to, like, you know, bring the outside in. I'll have fake ones and I'll have real ones. So pumpkins, fall leaves, and orange lights. It's gotta be those orange lights. I mean, there's orange lights here. There's some behind me. I'm surprised I didn't turn them on, to be honest with you. Those are my 3. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this video. Those questions were so fun to answer and they were very, very unique. Again, if I haven't said it enough, thank you again for participating in our video and submitting questions for us. Make sure you check out Pumpkin and Gray's video. I'll put it down below to link to her channel and her Instagram so you guys can check all that out. She is amazing and she's one of my fellow spooky friends, and there's a lot to come in the future. I don't want to say anything more than that, but thank you guys again for watching this video and participating in everything. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. There's definitely a lot more to come. We have just started and we've just entered spooky season. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.